What if I told you that one of the most terrifying horror movies ever made was inspired by a real house? A quiet farmhouse sits hidden in the countryside of Rhode Island. From the outside, it looks peaceful, but according to the people who live there, something was watching them. Footsteps echoed through empty rooms. Doors opened on their own. Whispers came from the darkness. And one family claimed they were trapped in a nightmare that lasted for years. Was it a haunted house? Or did fear create a legend that still lives on today? Tonight we're uncovering the true story behind the Conjuring House. Long before it became famous, the farmhouse stood alone in the small town of Harrisville, Rhode Island. Built in the 1700s, the house witnessed generations of families living, working, and dying within its walls. Like many old homes, tragedy became part of its history. Deaths from illness, accidents, and heartbreaking losses left behind stories that were passed from one generation to another. Some locals even believed the land itself carried a dark energy. But everything changed in January 1971. That was when Roger and Carolyn Perron moved into the farmhouse with their 5 daughters. At first, everything seemed normal. The family was excited to begin a new chapter in their lives. Then, the strange events began. They heard knocks on walls when no one was there. Doors slowly creaked open by themselves. Furniture seemed to move overnight. Small objects disappeared, only to reappear days later in places no one had searched before. The daughters claimed they heard whispers while trying to sleep. Sometimes they felt someone gently touching their hair. Other times, they woke to see shadowy figures standing silently in the corners of their rooms. The family also reported hearing footsteps walking through empty hallways late at night. Yet every time they looked, no one was there. As the months passed, the activity became more frightening. Carolyn Perron claimed she sensed unseen presences watching the family. She later described strange odors appearing without explanation. Clocks stopped. Lights flickered. Cold spots appeared in certain rooms. Even the family dog reportedly refused to enter the house. One spirit was said to be friendly, while others seemed angry. Among the many stories connected to the property, one name stood out above all others: Bathsheba Sherman. Local legends claimed she had been accused of practicing witchcraft during the 1800s. Although there is no historical evidence proving she was a witch, stories about her spread through the town for generations. Some believed her spirit haunted the farmhouse. Others argued the legend grew larger over time because of rumors and folklore. Seeking answers, Carolyn contacted 2 well-known paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren. The Warrens had investigated many reported hauntings across America. After visiting the house, they believed paranormal activity was taking place. During one investigation, a seance was held inside the farmhouse. According to witnesses, Carolyn allegedly began speaking in an unfamiliar voice and appeared to be in a trance. Some claimed her chair lifted from the floor. Others described the event as terrifying. Roger Perron reportedly ended the seance, fearing for his wife's safety. Whether these events truly happened exactly as described remains a subject of debate. The family continued living in the house until 1980. Even after moving away, several members maintained that what they experienced inside the farmhouse was real. In 2013, Hollywood transformed the story into the horror film The Conjuring. The movie became a worldwide success. However, filmmakers added fictional scenes, dramatic scares, and supernatural elements to create a more intense horror experience. The real story is far less cinematic, yet in many ways even more mysterious. Today, the Conjuring House still stands. It is privately owned and welcomes paranormal investigators and overnight visitors. Many guests claim to hear unexplained footsteps, see shadow figures, capture mysterious voices on recording devices, or experience sudden cold spots. Others spend the entire night inside and report absolutely nothing unusual. This is only deepened the mystery. Believers see the house as undeniable proof that spirits exist. Skeptics argue that old buildings naturally produce strange sounds, drafts, and psychological effects that can make ordinary experiences feel paranormal. Without conclusive scientific evidence, the mystery remains unresolved. More than 50 years after the Perron family first entered the farmhouse, the legend refuses to die. Whether the Conjuring House is truly haunted, or simply one of America's greatest ghost stories, no one can say for certain. Perhaps the real mystery isn't what lives inside the house, but why so many people continue to experience things they cannot explain. Would you spend one night inside the Conjuring House? Or would you leave before darkness falls? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us as we uncover more of America's darkest mysteries. Until next time, stay curious and maybe keep the lights on.